Last summer I got into Leica system, and with all the advantages and perks that come with it, there is one caveat that you have to overcome, and that is exclusive manual focus only. Now, I've been shooting manual focus before, but not exclusively, and so over the time I came up with 5 tips that helped me to become better at manual focusing, and today I'm gonna share them with you. Hi, my name is Sergio, and today I'm gonna tell you some little tips that will help you to become better at manual focusing. Hopefully you are also just like me who are getting into Leica system, or maybe you want to try some old film cameras with manual lenses. So let's begin with tip number 1. So the first tip is to pre-position your manual focus ring according to your shooting. Now, for things that I like to shoot, I know that my subject is mostly far in the distance, so what I do is pre-position my manual focus ring to infinity. Most of the times my focus is already in place, so I can just snap a picture, and even if I have to adjust the focus a little bit, it won't be so hard because with infinity at default, it's not going to be a big problem. It's going to be very fast and easy. Now, on the opposite, if your subjects are mostly up close, for instance, if you're doing street photography and you are mostly taking pictures of people that pass by, so what you want to do is pre-position your focus ring to your minimal focus distance, and when you are ready to take a picture, you just like me, you are ready to snap it right away, or if you need to adjust it, you just adjust it a little bit and you're ready to go. That's much faster and more efficient than always trying to spin the whole thing and find the focus from the very beginning. It's really frustrating and it's not gonna work. So tip number 1, pre-position your focus. Now, tip number 2 will be to micro-adjust with your camera. I know it's kind of cheating, but it somehow works for me better. I don't know why. So what I mean by micro-adjusting? Very often I find myself in a very hard position to find the precise focus. So what I would do is, instead of moving the ring a little bit, I would move myself a little bit. So it's going to be very easier and more precise to get the right focus. I mean, to get a precise focus adjustment, sometimes it takes just a little bit of motion, and it's very hard to do on the way. Maybe it's cold, maybe you're freezing and it's really hard to make this micro adjustment, or you are in a hurry. So moving your body just a little bit with camera, it makes it much easier to micro adjust, and that would save your shot, save your time, and save your nerves. So consider that one. Tip number 3 is using zone focusing. I know it's a bit one, but it really helps and it does work. So what is zone focusing? Every lens here has an aperture, the distance scale, and also your zones for each aperture. And what it means is, let's say I set my lens to f8. That means I can adjust my focus so that everything from 3 meters effectively to infinity will be in focus. And that gives me a good idea of what's going to be in focus when the shot is done, and I don't even have to look at the camera. And it works especially well for landscapes, because normally for landscapes we need the deep depths of field. Normally people do focus taking, but with this thing in mind, you can just adjust it accordingly, so your foreground and background objects are more or less sharp. And it also helps with quick shots. If you do, again, street photography and you don't have time to focus, you just pre-adjust it to, let's say, maybe f8 again, or f5.6, and you make everything in focus from the minimal focus distance to, let's say, 1.5 or 2 meters, and everywhere you go you just can snap without even looking, and you know for sure that the subject will be in focus. So consider looking into that. It's a really nice technique. And talking about zone focusing, we are slowly moving to my next point, which is tip number 4, to play safe with zone focusing. So what I mean by that is, we keep our focus zone in mind, but we try to use viewfinder to get the precise focus. So it's especially good for beginners. Normally, if you are shooting maybe too wide open, like at f2, f1.8, or 1.4, it's really hard to get the nice focus. And even if you think you got it, in the end you review the photo and you see that it's slightly out of focus. So what we're gonna do is use the zone focus, maybe f5.6, f4 at least. So we can use zone focus as our safe zone, but still practice and try to reach the critical focus through the viewfinder. So basically every time you will try to do your best to focus with the viewfinder precisely, but even if you miss it just by a little bit, by a hair, it won't be such a big difference because zone focus will help us to keep everything sharp anyway. So it's a nice way for you to not miss a shot and practice manual focus through the viewfinder. As for me, it's a good tip. Let's move to the next one. And the tip number 5, which is pretty easy, but I see more and more people not doing it for some reason. Take multiple shots. Even if it's 100% not your fault, you still might miss a shot. Maybe the subject moved more than you thought. Maybe your lens is not really good calibrated or something like that. Maybe something wrong with camera. Who knows? So you will always benefit from taking multiple shots of the same scene. So you get a focus and you think you nailed it, everything's fine, you take a picture. Make sure to make a couple more. Maybe move a little bit forward and backwards, micro adjust with your body and camera, and take 1 or 2, 3 more. You won't die of doing an extra shot, but you'll be safe knowing that at least one of them will be tech sharp, and it helped me before, especially when I travel and I know that I'm not gonna go to the same place again. So don't forget to do extra shots and make sure you did capture what you wanted. Now the final tip is not really a tip, it's more of a bonus. Long story short, get yourself a focus tab. Summing up, manual lenses have 3 ways to move your focus. First of all, if you have a very simple lens like this one, all you have is just a focus ring. And you focus thanks to the ring. So you grab the ring with 2 fingers and you move it. The second way is a focus knob. It's like on this lens here, you have a little knob and you use it to move the focus ring. And the third way is the focus tab, which is my favorite way. The idea is the same as knob, but it has more shape to it and it's designed to take in your finger. And you can easily move the focus with just 1 finger. It's very fast and precise, and it's nothing but a pleasure to use a lens with the focus tab. But unfortunately, not all lenses have it. If your lens doesn't have it, you can buy it online. It's very cheap. Any photography store, they have it as an accessory. So they sell these tabs with a little double side tape, and you can tape it on any kind of lens. I suggest you buy these tabs and apply it to all your manual focus lenses so your experience becomes better and it's easier to learn. And later, if you don't like it, you can easily remove it. Why not? But to me, I would keep it because it's just the best way. And this is it. These are my tips for getting better at manual focus. Hope it was useful to you. And if you have some other tips that you want to share with others, leave a comment down below and let us know what is your way to improve manual focus, make it easier or faster or more precise. I'm sure the whole community will appreciate it. But for now, this is it. Remember to like and subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell notification button so you won't miss a new episode coming. And until then, you are ready now to go out, practice your manual focusing, go out there and get some great shots. See you in the next one.